I'm in silhouette, aren't I? Hello, welcome to another English Sparkling with Tweedy video. Still horribly in silhouette. I don't know, does me standing out of the way help? This is a producer called Harrow and Hope, who are based in, I believe, Marlow in, is that Buckinghamshire? And I think the name derives from the fact that at some point in their history they realised that their prospective vineyard was strewn with rocks and they were going to have to harrow and hope they were going to have to use the harrow rather extensively. This is the number 8. It's another one of those non-vintage, which actually means multi-vintage blends, and I think this is predominantly 2019 fruit with a decent chunk of 2018 and then some other previous wines from other reserve vintages. If you'd like to see the view from here on Parliament Hill, Hampstead Heath, before we get on to the wine chat, then there it is. Nice day. It's a Saturday early evening in June. Sorry, less interesting backdrop, but perhaps you can see me in something other than a silhouette form. This is also, I think, a relatively Pinot dominant blend. It's something like 40% Pinot Noir, 20% Pinot Meunier, and then the remainder Chardonnay. So I'm hoping to get a decent hit of sort of Pinot fruit character out of this. I'm being met initially with some orchard fruit notes on the nose there. Tiny bit cidery almost in an interesting way. So there's definitely some apple component to that, which would attest more to the Chardonnay rather than the Pinot. And then, you know, maybe something peachy, stone fruity, which probably plays more to the Pinot side of things. And then on the palate, quite creamy. I don't know if that's autolytic notes or something about the pre-secondary fermentation maturation of the wine. Maybe this goes in oak casks or something, I don't know, but there's definitely some sort of dairy influence there, almost a little bit goaty. I'm getting an overall surprisingly farmyardy experience from this, with that cider at the start and then this slightly interestingly funky kind of creamy note. I don't know, goat's cheese or something. As always, we're in England, of course, so there is decent zingy acidity there, and on the palate I'm being reminded slightly of lemons and or limes, but still this interesting sort of dairy cheese sort of character. That doesn't sound good, does it? But it's not unpleasant. I've given this a bit of time to sort of swill around, and I would say now I think the dairy notes have settled down a bit. I'm fairly sure that's not funk. I don't think it's lactobacillus funk sort of a wine fault. I think this is how the wine is intended, and it's sort of morphing into something like lemon cheesecake or lime cheesecake even. Is that a thing? And still with some slight peach notes, possibly lime and peach cheesecake. Could that be a thing if that exists? Nice structure to it, nice mouthfeel, nice level of acidity. Those dairy notes certainly not unpleasant, don't get me wrong. Not quite what I expected, but nice in its own way. Cheers.
But like, I was there, I was obviously a young